All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. All right, let's have a chat today about when I got arrested by the SOG, which stands for Special Operations Group, I think. But anyway, they are the SWAT, the police that come when shit gets heavy, helmets, riot gear, all that, them people, right? So anyway, before I tell this story, I just want everyone to know that I am never, ever, ever bragging about my stories. I am never, ever, ever making what I had done. I'm not highlighting it. I am absolutely disgusted in my behavior. And in all my videos, I use my behavior as a deterrent for you guys to show you guys exactly what's going to happen when you get to that spot in your life. All right. So anyway, I had the SOG after me after I got arrested. Well, after I was put charges on me for me saving the girl's life that was getting stabbed by her boyfriend. Anyway, I got away from the incident and thought to myself, I am not getting arrested. I just done a service. In all reality, it's like what I did. And so I didn't get arrested. And so anyway, I had warrants put out for my arrest and they were raiding houses left, right, and centre. So I thought it was a good idea to get out of Dodge. So there was me and my co-accused. As you guys know, I won't give you names of people other than myself. It's none of my beeswax. But anyway, myself and my co-accused in this had the same idea that we were going to get out of here, right? So anyway, I've told this story before about when I was staying in St Kilda. My brother was staying, I just said his name, but anyway, well, we've been charged with it, so it doesn't matter. So my brother and his girlfriend were staying in a certain motel in St Kilda that is not one I wanted to stay in with my girlfriend. So anyway, we both stayed the night in our own hotels, and the next day I went to my brother's, and they said that we had people come up to us and say that they seen police handing out photos of me and said that I'd been seen in the area. Have you seen me? Rah, rah, rah. So anyway, red flags were up. I was like, let's get out of here. So anyway, I've already told this story, but I need to go into when I was getting arrested. So anyway, I need you guys to know that there was obviously warrants put out for my arrest, but then after, because this was had just happened and there was no investigation taking place, once the investigation took off, oh man, I had a multitude of charges. So I had an attempted murder in there, armed robbery, possession of a firearm, use of a firearm in a public place, be a prohibited person, possess a firearm, all these crazy charges just to get me put on Australia's most wanted, right? So I need you guys to know that I was on the run, like I was getting away from the police for a good few months, right? And so anyway, there was this one day, and I had my phone off. I turned my phone on, and I can remember I had like 70 missed calls, so many messages, and so I started reading the messages and answering the voicemails, and it was people telling me, like, you were just on Australia's Most Wanted, mate. And so anyway, I remember saying to my partner at the time and my other co-offenders that we were getting followed, and they didn't believe me, and they thought that I was being paranoia. And so I was paranoid, do you know what I mean? Because I had warrants put out on me, not them. So the warrants were only made for me. I was public enemy number one at the time. They were literally ringing up my mum telling him to hand himself in. He's now got the armed robbery squad after him. He's going to get shot if he's got a gun on him. And, well, I had a gun on me. That's a fact. And got charged with it, got the jail time for it. I actually had two. But anyway, I just had a feeling. I remember saying, I've said in like in the other video, but I want to just fast forward to the actual arrest. So anyway, I remember saying that, yes, we are definitely getting followed. So I said, just do what I say to do for a minute. We took off. This car followed us. Sure enough, we took off in traffic and then hid behind this truck. Sure enough, it was driving past looking for us, right? I knew we were getting followed. So straight away, let's do a Yui. We're going back to the hotel where all our stuff is. We're going to get that and we're going interstate, right? Anyway, I had a gun on me and there was another gun in the car. But anyway, I put both guns away under the seat. I got out of the car. I had 2 bags with me. I'm walking, rah, rah, rah. And I should have noticed. I should have noticed the vans. There was just vans everywhere, and the hotel was like a ghost town. I really fell into it hard. But anyway, I remember just walking, and my girl said, "Oh shit, babe," or something like that. And I look up, and there was just like so many people coming. Those armored cars came, um, like helicopters. There was a news helicopter there. It was all over the news. And I remember thinking, like, man, these cunts must, swear word, these people must tell the police, the reporters, before they're going to arrest people. How do they rock up with the helicopter otherwise? So anyhow, that happened, and so they were all running towards me, and I said to my girl partner straight away, I said, "Get on the ground, like they're going to shoot us." And then she said, "Get on the ground." I said, "No way." And then anyway, they're like, rah, 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 said my name. They said, "You're under arrest for this, 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 and this." And so the thing was, at the time, in the area of where I was staying, there was all these armed robberies getting done on the Indian jewelers stores, right? And so when they're saying, "You're under arrest for armed robbery on this jewelry store, I was going, what the fuck? Anyway, they're telling me to get on the ground, right? And so I need to put in perspective what situation I was in. I was literally surrounded 360 degrees by armed men in riot shield gear. They all had these fluorescent orange guns. So they were all like it was like an AR-15, but it was fluorescent orange, a pump action shotgun, fluorescent orange. I remember blowing out on that, and they're telling me to get on the ground. I remember I had my phone on me, right? I put my hand into my pocket to put the phone on the ground, and I literally got my head blown off. They said, "Move 1 more millimeter, you're about to get shot by 30 people, mate." They're like, "Get on the ground." I was argumentative. I didn't want to get on the ground, right? So anyway, my girlfriend pulls on my jeans and she's like, "Get on the ground." I look down like that to tell her to stay on the ground, and then boof, I copped the butt of one of those fluorescent orange guns. They might look like they don't hurt, but they hurt. And so anyway, I'm on the ground, mate. That nearly KO'd me. They actually fractured my eye socket, my orbital sphere, it's called, and my cheekbone, right? So they just went crack and got me. And then I remember they just got on me, and they literally, like, man, I was arrested, but these dudes kept on smashing my face in, saying, "Stop resisting, stop resisting." Bro, I wasn't resisting, and the thing is, there was that many of them. There was those big riot trucks. I don't know what they're called, man, but they were bulletproof SWAT vehicles. Man, they stop all public from seeing any of this, you know what I mean? They made sure no one was looking out their hotel windows, like they were smashing my face in. And that is my whole point of this video, guys. Like, I literally got my face smashed in. Like, I still have a bit of a droopy cheekbone because of that. And people need to realize that it doesn't take much. So, like, I didn't do any of these things that they charged me with just so they could get me arrested. And they slap those hardcore charges on you so the SWAT team can get you. And let me tell you something right now. If they think you need to be dead, you are getting shot the shit out of that day. It's as simple as that, especially in Victoria, guys. All you have to do is check their track record. And, mate, they have a bad track record for laying people out for nothing. Guns mysteriously showing up in crime scenes with no DNA evidence of the victim that's just been shot 17 times by the police. Like, these people, are literally legalized to do these things to you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And it doesn't matter how powerful you are, whether you're a part of a club, a gang, any type of organization. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, and how far you are at the top of that. They will always tell you that you cannot beat the law. The old adage says, "I fought the law and the law won." Man, it's exactly how it happens. I spent my whole life thinking that I could beat the law, and that's a fact. And I put a lot of money into it. I put a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, tears into it. And I'm telling you now, I tried so many things and it didn't matter. It doesn't matter what what you do, even if you take the whole thing and you take on the cops one on one, and you take a cop out. That's it. They're out. You know what I mean? That's one. You've still got. You're never gonna win, and it doesn't matter. And that's the whole point of my video. I spent my whole time, wasted years spending there plotting against how to beat the police, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what technology you're using, how far advanced you are, right? You've got to just think that right now there is one lawman that is exactly as qualified at you as doing this bullshit, and that's exactly how you get caught. These people are paid to beat you at what you do. It doesn't matter if you do literal crime, cyber crime, blue collar crime, white collar crime. It doesn't matter. They are all plotting against you, and they are paid every single day, all day, every day to beat you. And there is more of them than you. And they have a better track record than you. So take my advice now. My whole thing is I nearly died that day. Had I grabbed my phone, they surely would have sprayed me all over the hotel wall. I was armed and dangerous. I was literally Australia's most wanted for under 17 hours. They had every right to do what they did, and no one was going to say boo about it, because at the end of the day, we are nobodies. We are criminals without a name. We are numbers. That's all we are to them. And so wiping us off the scene is nothing. And so trust me, when you guys are in there playing with the big boys, doing the big league shit, the police are plotting against you with their big league shit. You can't win this game. I promise you guys. You need to take note of my word. I spent so many years and time on it, like I just said. But you know what? The amount of time that I spent on it to beat the police, I spent 4 times that amount in prison for losing. And you know who lost out? My family, my boys. I don't have many regrets in my life, but that is one regret, mate. And you know what? That was a big win to the police. They gave me a big smile when I was getting walked out. Don't worry, I let them know that that was nothing, and I will do that standing on my head. And I literally moonwalked out of the courtroom. And so, but at the end of the day, it hurt and they won and it sucked. And like, that is going to be the end situation every single time you get in these situations. Small league, big leagues, it doesn't matter. You're a little YG running bags of weed for all the older boys. You know what I mean? You get caught, you know what I mean? You graduate, you go to jail, you get congratulated, you get caught. The whole thing in this life is the more you get caught, the more you get respected. And I'm telling you now, it gets to a point when you get caught that many times, you're like, yo, I am done with this shit. And so that's exactly what's going to happen, guys. So take note of my word. Like I said, I am not a preacher. I'm a prime example. And you guys really need to take note of that. Also, if you ever need to have a chat to me, just drop it in the comments. I also have my Instagram added to one of my shorts. It's got a QR code there. Bang, grab that one, jump in there. You want to have a talk about your crazy life, just let me know. Also, guys, I just need you guys to know. Also, guys that were sending their videos, that wanted to have a chat on my podcast, chuck it in there, guys. Send me a video to my podcast. Actually, I'm going to chuck a QR code in here for my podcast and for my Instagram, and then you'll be able to hit that QR code, have a chat to me if you want to have a chat on my podcast about your crazy life. But heads up, we've got TKO. I don't know if you guys are into the Aussie rap as much as I am and follow that. I love my Aussie hip hop. I love the Aussie rap scene, and I've got none other than TKO. He's actually going to be my first podcast. So stay tuned, guys. We've got the legendary, absolutely Australia's best TKO coming on the podcast for our first podcast. That's a slam, guys. So stay tuned. Watch this space. I have been the Chaos Chronicles. You guys have been absolutely awesome. You know I love you guys, the Chaos Crew. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys haven't shot me a subscribe, jump up there, shoot me a subscribe. That will be fantabulistic. Smash that bell. That way you never miss any of my clips. And chuck a comment in there, guys. You guys chuck a comment in there. As you know, I always reply to all comments if they are respectful and above the YouTube guidelines. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. We out.
I am also the guy who decides if you and your friends walk out of here or not.